Hello, good morning. I'm early. I mean, technically, an hour behind today, so I'm not technically early. I'm early. Well, I am actually early, but it feels like I'm late. I know what I mean. I don't know if anyone else will, but I know what I mean. How is everybody? Nicola's already here. She says, morning peeps, sewing room tidy up today to make room for all the fabric I purchased from Rachel's D-stash, all needed, of course. Yeah, I did the same thing. It arrived and it went immediately in the wash yesterday, and that's not because I don't think it was washed or clean when it arrived, but I have super sensitive skin and most washing powders bring me out in like little white lumps, and I don't want to risk that. So yeah, it all went straight in the wash with our washing powder. And oh, just had an email, so I've gone live. That's good. Oh, I will say we are having more kind of torrential rain and storms, and that has been affecting our internet. So, and it's been completely knocking it out. So if I disappear, it's because of the rain, and I will try and come back for the first time. I'll have to, if this live stream dies, I will probably have to start a new live stream. I will do that once. The times that the internet's been knocked out over the last sort of 24 hours, it's not been for very long, maybe 10-15 minutes tops. And then it's happened once and then not happened again for a while. So yeah, I will try and, if this gets if this goes off, that's because of the weather, and I will restart once. So fingers crossed it doesn't go off at all. That would be nice, but we will see. What was I saying before that? I can't remember. My little brain. I've had an extra hour of sleep. You'd think I'd be slightly more with it, but no. No, not at all. Conchetta's here. Good morning. Hope everyone is well. Very well, thank you. How are you? Trusting UK is here. Hello. I am on my IKEA table with, only has 4 legs. It's meant to have 5, but I for some reason haven't screwed in the plate for the 5th leg, so the table's a little wobbly, which means you're a little wobbly. I'm sorry. So I probably actually won't end up doing any crafting today. I'll probably end up just playing with some feathers if I do anything. But yeah, I have to line my witch's hat, so I've got my lining cut out here. Here is lay hat. I'm very pleased with all that like braiding down the side. So yeah, I mean, it's still a bit of a nightmare inside, which is why the brim needs completely lining, which is what I'm about to try and do. And I'm trying to decide whether I put another panel on here to hide this bit, or if I just leave it so it's going to get covered by the belt. The thing that goes around. She calls it a belt in her tutorial, so that's what I'm calling it. I'm thinking I'm probably going to leave it because, yeah, there's still little spider webs of hot glue everywhere. Yeah, this is all hot glue and screen mesh batting and more hot glue. So yeah. And the other thing, I've got my hair in the wrong position today, so I can't try it on for you. But the other thing is as well, one of the first things that she says is make it too big. Make it bigger than you think you will. So I made it 2 inches bigger than I thought I would need it, and it's still too tight, which is annoying. But I'm not going anywhere for Halloween. I'm not going to a party or anything. I don't have to wear it, so I just have to get photographed in it, and then it's probably going to live on the mannequin in the sewing room. So yeah. Jennifer's here. She says hi everyone. Hello. Johanna, morning all. Hello. Lisa says morning Sean. Hi everyone. Good morning. Claire C says hi Sean and peeps. Just washing some beautiful fabric from Andrea Beyond the Pink Door. She's got some really nice stuff in. I keep missing out on the lengths that I want of the things that she's got though, so I've been good and not bought anything. Sort of good. Yeah. Jojo says good morning all. I hope you're all well. Very well, thank you. How are you? Julie Elizabeth says good morning from Virginia. Good morning. Lisa says I just got 3 meters of white jersey fabric for £5. Got a pattern for a batwing top, so going to use it to make a pajama top. Next week I will buy some cotton fabric to make PJ pants. Nice. Lisa says, Sean, your hair is looking blooming fab. Oh, thank you. I've just literally kind of like scraped it back today. The fringe has just gotten to the point where it's slightly too long for what I want. It's doing that little curl out at the bottom thing. I want it to be that, you know, I want that last little bit off. It's doing its mustache thing. So yes, but I have dyed it. I did get quite a lot of comments on the last video that I put up where my roots were like an inch big, of people just saying, oh, your natural hair color, you should let it grow out, go grey gracefully. It's like, no, I don't want to. I've got fine lines appearing that I've never had before. I don't want to I don't want grey hair as well. And I think grey hair is beautiful. Like, I really do. There is absolutely nothing wrong with grey hair. It looks amazing. I want my black hair. I mean, yes, I think it goes really well with the kind of like pale and pasty look at the moment. I think grey, I just would look so washed out. It was interesting. I think for those of the Patreon peeps, the video went up last night. You guys know this already, but Nicola was here on Friday and we had 5 hours of chatting and filming. And we were talking about grey because one of the videos is like having your colours done, how that will affect your sewing, purchasing, and, you know, because it's been nearly a year. I had it done on the 14th of December last year. And grey is one of the colours that a spring really can't wear because there's very few warm toned greys that you can find. And obviously you can, you know, have your hair colour done to suit your skin tone and eye color and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to go grey gracefully. I want to dye my hair Larry colors. I have been seeing some like half and halves, and the bottom half being like bright pillar box red and the top half black, and I'm just like, ooh, I want that. And then there's the rainbow ones underneath. My niece had that done once and it was just amazing. So I'm just like, ooh, maybe I should do that, because it's the bottom half of my hair, so it's not too much. Because every time I've had my hair bleached in the past, everyone's been like, oh no, your hair can't take bleach, don't do it. And it's like, I think if it was done properly, it probably could. I've been blonde. I was blonde for a very long time, like brownie blonde, but there was bleach in that, you know. And yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of, yeah. But thank you very much. Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer to your very nice comment, Lisa. Thank you. Caroline says, good morning, good morning. Lisa says, I said your hat is fab. Oh, did I read hair? And then oh my God, what is wrong with me? Sorry, Lisa. You said hat. You did say hats right there. Oh, I have issues. I've noticed recently as well, like my glasses, I need to go and get my prescription checked because I have to take them off if I want to look at something close up, and they're not quite strong enough for reading at a distance. Clearly, hat. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. There you go. You got like an insight into my thought process on my hair as well. I'm such an idiot. So yeah, I was like I say, I'm trying to. I've got to line my hat. This fabric does have some stretch in it, which is nice, and does mean hopefully that this shouldn't be too traumatic of a process. But I'm also not looking forward to it. It'll be fine. I was thinking actually that I could use some of this to make piping for my dirndl in the brocade, and then I was thinking that I could just then line it with whatever, because with the piping, hopefully you wouldn't see the lining poking out, which is what happened with the muslin, which again the Patreon peeps have seen last night. I was thinking maybe I could do that and then use one of the blues that I've got to line the inside, one of the darker blues maybe. Yeah, maybe do that. I'm also thinking about taking out the side zip and putting in a front fastening with hooks and eyes that you then lace up over with the doodads and the ribbon, because it's like 6 pieces to lace back and forward, so it's not like it's gonna take forever to do that. And given that the side zip in the original was because it was a dress, and this is not a dress, and there are, I mean, I don't think I have a short enough separating zip with silver teeth. I could have a look though. But hooks and eyes, I've been watching a lot of Bianca's videos recently. She's been making a lot of jackets that hook up the front with just a little placket underneath of them. She even put out, again for Patreon peeps, her Patreon peeps, she put out her Arcana blouse this morning, which is fast. One of them was buttons, but then one of them was hooks and eyes. And I was just thinking, I could do that for that. I could do that for the dirndl. That would look really cool. And then the gold fabric that she was wearing under the gold corset, for those who aren't a Patreon of hers, or for those that saw the Patreon video this morning, that gold lurex linen is amazing. And now I want some to make a dress to wear. Because of course I do. So yeah, Rachel then says, good morning all. Git Gracer says, good evening, Peeps. Hope you're all well. Good morning and good evening, respectively. Flor says, hello, I am now going grey gracefully. It took me 3 goes before I finally stopped colouring. And Laura says, good morning all. Yeah, I mean, at some point I am going to go grey gracefully because, you know, there is a lot of grey in there. But for now, I really like the black. Cosmic blue, I mean, technically it's very dark blue. Which shouldn't really be a good colour for me, but I kind of like it. So yeah, for now I'm keeping it. At some point I probably will go grey gracefully. Mum did when she was in Saudi, because she had to wear a headscarf all the time. So it was, sorry, I just saw people walking around out there. I'm not usually this close to the windows. It's weird. Yeah, I saw she had to wear a headscarf out in Saudi to cover her hair all the time when she was at work. So she's like, you know what? This is the perfect time to just let it grow out, because hers was like a chestnutty, warm, blondie brown, and that she had hers dyed. And yeah. Sarah says, good morning, coffee in hand. Good morning. Oh, there's a puppy. She's so blind and deaf now, poor dog. She gets lost in the garden and goes round in loops. So yeah, they have to come out and rescue her quite frequently. But we're in the middle of a break between the rain. There's some bright sunshine coming, which is probably why the dog's been thrown outside. They're not that mean. Fox says, hello everyone. Hello. Git Gracer says, I'm going grey disgracefully. I went bright purple and I love it. Ooh. See, that's one of the things that's making me think maybe I should let it grow out and then dye it, like, because it's a base that you might be able to get away with brighter colours on without bleaching it. And I'm like, ooh, I like that idea. But yeah. Lollapalooza's here. Morning all. Good morning. Jacob Clee says, snot, move, wheeze, a snore, waves wildly at alarm clock and knocks a random object off bedside table. Is it even earlier for you now? Or is it later? I can't remember which. I clearly cannot brain today. I massively have the dumb. I am just like, I read hat as hair. So yeah. Josephine says, hello. 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 Do you want to see the fabrics I got from Rachel's D-Stash? Of course you do. Also, my favourite place to get French terries is going out of business, Lily and Mimi. So they're having a 30% off everything closing down sale. So I bought a couple of their patterned French terries that I'd been eyeing up for ages. And honestly, if they'd had enough for a dress, I would have bought that. But one of them, they only had a metre left, which I ordered, and I've had a refund on it of £6. So I think I'm probably going to get something like 70 centimetres. But I did order some beige French terry, the ½ metre she had left, which hopefully will let me make the McCall's 8145 kind of like V front top with the turn back. Hopefully there's enough fabric to do that. And then the other one's got mushrooms all over it. It's so cute. It's so cute. But I've kind of noticed something else about myself is I'm not a huge fan of jumpers. I want cardigans because I like the ability to regulate my temperature more and more throughout the day. And I find jumpers a pain to get on and off because they have to go over your head, and so they annoy me with the hair and stuff. So I'm thinking I might make a couple more of the Ride Your Bomber jackets, but fully lined like I've done with this one, but with like it's kind of like a zip up cardigan rather than like a jacket. I think that'll work. So yeah. Joker Clue says it's later. Lol, I'm used to being on at 5 a.m. Ah, that's good. Gig Racer says I'm naturally dark blonde, but the greys were now very obvious above my ears. It was also past my bum and very heavy when up for work, so just chopped it to bra strap length and dyed it purple. Sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm really tempted with the 2 layers. I really like the idea of the bright red underneath. I would have had it pillar box red, which probably actually wouldn't be that great for me and would probably bring out all the natural red pigment I have in my face. And because I can't wear makeup, I can't cover that. I can't color correct it and cover that up. But they kept saying that the only way you're going to get that red is if you bleach it. So that's why I was the red that I was for as long as I was. So Joker Clee says it's a lot harder to stay up till 6:30 than it is 5 a.m. lol. Yeah, staying up till that time in the morning doesn't sound like a good plan. Sharon says, good morning from Georgia in the US. Good morning. Lisa says, stream keeps buffering for me, grr. So far from my side, I've had no internet issues. I have turned off monetization for the moment. I will put it on once the stream has ended, so there will be ads in the stream for rewatchers, but there shouldn't be any ads popping up during the stream. Fingers crossed. I hope I've got that right. So yeah. Ready V says, hi peeps, with a little peep. Lala Plusa says, it's all good here. Yeah, I do know that the internet is pretty shoddy at the moment down here, but we don't have any heavy rain at the moment, so fingers crossed it's as good as it's going to get. We shall see. We're switching over to fibre on Tuesday. They've installed everything, so fingers crossed that works and is better, because it's meant to be better and cheaper, which is nice. Every bill's going up at the moment. It's nice as one's going down. So yeah, it's really fun having all of my paper crafting stuff out. We are going to be making, sorry, emails keep pinging. We're going to be making Mum's friend a card scoring notebook, because they have like a regular card game that they swap between the 3 houses on a Monday night. And I've made books for 2 of them, for our house and for Susan's house, but I still need to make one for Jane. And so we've got paper crafting set up in motion at the moment, so gonna get that done after I've finished the hat. The sculpture kind of reminds me of McGonagall's hat. I think if I did this again, like the whole point behind this is so that I can do a video called Following a Christine McConnell tutorial, because I'm hoping that will clickbait some of her viewers into coming and watching my channel, and they'll think, oh yeah, you're awesome too. I mean, not on the same level. Although she did put a sewing video out on her Patreon yesterday, and it was really interesting watching her process, because she makes her own patterns and she does her own thing, and she ends up with a beautiful result. But it was one of those things where it was just like, you can tell you're self-taught, because you do things in a way that I would be like, oh, I would have done it this way. But she says the same thing that I do, that if you end up with the result that you like, however you got there is the correct way of doing it. And I totally agree with her on that. And I mean, the woman's made herself a dress form that's exactly her measurements from Amazon packing boxes. And she carved a witch's broom the other day, which it's just like watching this woman. It's just like, yeah, she's like, I don't really know much about this, so I'm going to do the thing. So anyway, the point of that story was that she started when she was like, oh, I love hat making, but I've never done it before. So I'm going to use stuff that I'm familiar with, which is like window screening, mesh, and hot glue. And I was like, okay. So I followed along with her completely this time. I think if I made one again, And I would probably go for Cineme. I think that's the right name of it. If Lottie's here, Lottie will know. But it's the kind of it's hat making material. And I think because you could still cut it into strips and do the same process with it, I think it would work. And I think it might be lighter and a little bit less like wants to eat you. I've got like 3 fairly serious hot glue bands on this hand, despite having gloves on. For some of it, it was just like, for putting on the fabric, the gloves were not dexterous enough. So it was just like, yeah, let's just risk life and fingers and yeah. Oh, never mind. It'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, Caroline's saying she thinks cinema would be loads lighter. I do too. I mean, this isn't actually, it's not light, but it's not heavy. But one of the reasons that I haven't, because one of the things that she says right at the beginning is like, you know, add extra because it will end up smaller than you think it will. And I added 2 inches and I should have added more. So one of the reasons this doesn't fit so well is because I've used so much hot glue around here to get this bit to stick to this bit, is that this is now not flexible at all. And I think with the Cinema, it would probably be a little bit more forgiving. I don't know. I kind of want to try it now. I've kind of got, I like this very much. And like I say, this one, whilst I'm going to wear it for photos and it's going to live on my dressmaker's dummy over in the corner, it's not going to get worn because it's not comfortable for more than like 2-3 minutes. But I kind of fancy making one for a costume. So yeah, I think at some point I will try and revisit this, because I mean, that technique for covering it is just really lovely. So I think making a witch's costume could be really fun in the future, and make one that actually works. So yeah, we'll see. Where did we get to with the chat? Charlotte says, hello loves, I've been busy baking and cleaning this morning. I had people over yesterday and it was quite a mess. Today I have some family coming over, so now we can have apple pie in a clean home. Oh, lovely, enjoy. Nicola and Debbie say it's both buffering constantly for them. From my side, it looks totally fine. I'm not getting any kind of like bars saying my internet's slow or anything like that. I'm really sorry. Try refreshing possibly your browsers, maybe that might help. But from my side, it looks like it's totally fine. And we haven't got any rain at the moment, so I kind of believe it, but I don't know, because I am not an expert on the internet. We know this. Lollapalooza says, try going out of YouTube and coming back in. Yeah, that's what I would do, would be like completely refresh the browser that you're on and see if that works. Joker Clee says, be right back, crying child. Yeah. Dear Gracie says, sounds like a fun day of paper crafting. Yes, it will be very nice. Mum's currently working on one Christmas present, the quilt, which again, Patreon peeps saw yesterday. And then she has got, oh, I need to take that back up. I wonder where that was. Then she's got, like I say, we're going to make that book for Jane, although I'm not sure if that's going to be a Christmas present or if they're just going to give it to her. I mean, I don't know. I've got no idea what to do for Mum and Dad for Christmas this year. Absolutely none. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy them a board game, because I mean we're all strapped for the cash. Mum and Dad are buying me the velvet to do the bottom of my jacket, which is going to be about 45 quid. So I might see if I can buy them a board game that we'll enjoy as like a joint present. I know that's as much for me as it is for them, but I think that because I can't buy them food, and Dad doesn't want things, and Mum wants Nimaway. Mum has decided she wants the You know the wool that you bought her for that petal jacket? She paid for it, but you bought it for her because it's only available in Germany, and you sent it over for us, which is amazing. And I know you said you'd do it again. Mum's now decided she wants it for a Christmas present, but she doesn't want to pick the bloody wool herself. She doesn't want the same pink. It was too pink. She wants the green, but she wants like a rusty color, a rusty reds, so autumn colors, not pink, for that wool. So we need to find, I need to remember what the name of the wool is, find the thing and pick one out for her, which I'm kind of scared about. But she refuses to do it for herself. She's like, no, I want to be surprised. And it's like, okay, I get that. But if we pick the wrong thing, there's so much pressure. But that's the present that Mum wants from Dad for Christmas. So I need to talk to you about that really soon, so that we can get that ordered, because obviously it's got to come all the way over from Germany. So yeah. Where did we get to? Natalie says good morning, or good morning. Nimue says hello everyone. I have to fill in at work today, but arranged to get away to join you at least for a bit. Hope you're all well. Very well, thank you, lovely. How are you? Debbie says to Lala, done that. It's our Wi-Fi and 4G on the phone too. Oh no. From my side, excuse me, from my side, it's not saying I have any problems, so I'm sorry. Sorry. Jokingly says, well, that was easy. Minion Man started crying and two sisters magically appeared out of thin air. Lol, I guess there's an upside to siblings. Lol. Sarah says, like buckram? Yeah, but cinema is what they make fascinators out of. It's a visible materials. It's one that gets seen. So I'm not sure if it will be thick enough to like hold up the weight, but then because it's lighter, it won't be as weighty. Let's see about hat making. I have to message Lottie and just be Lottie, hat making things. This. Oh no. Making. Oh, and it's SINAMAY. But the reason I thought of that stuff is because it looks really like the wire, the chicken wire that I've been using. So yeah, it's kind of meant to be seen. So it comes in lots of pretty colors and stuff as well, but it also doesn't try and eat you every time you do anything, which is nice. But I'm thinking I might try that, because it still, as you can see, holds a shape, because those hats have been shaped into it and you can shape it with steam and stuff. But I thought that might be a better answer for maybe the next one that might then actually fit me a little better. But this one is totally my own fault. Totally my own fault. Caroline says, I watch Hats by Elena. Ooh, I haven't heard of that. I'll have to have a look. Lisa says, sorry, Sean, buffering was too bad for me to watch live, so I watched it back later. No worries, Lisa. Thank you very much for joining us while you could. Gig Racer is laughing at Sal. Have I missed Sal? G'day, Sean and Peeps. I see that Sean is giving us the bird. Many seagulls, yes. Sorry, Sal, I completely missed you out there. Hello. Let's see. Rachel Lynn says, it looks really cool, though. I can't wait to see it done. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Like, there's a couple of points I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I trying this? But I think it's going to be okay. I've been watching lots of videos of like how to curl and style feathers as well, because I've got a bunch of feathers to play with. So now I've just got to work out how to put them all together. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Gig Racer says no buffering for me either. Awesome. Johanna says I'm not having buffering issues. Sue says the buffering has stopped now. Oh, good. Gig Racer says the quilt is looking absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's so pretty. Sarah says I was having buffering issues, clicked auto resolution and just struggled through it for a few minutes and figured itself out. I found refreshing, unhelpful. Ah, I'm sorry you guys are having such issues. Sarah says, what's the fabrics on the table behind you? These ones, these are from Rachel's D-stash. I'll show you in a second. I was going to about 29 minutes ago, wasn't I? But never mind. Sue says, have you seen the puzzle advent calendar? Yes, I've got one for Dad. I need to do a quick giveaway of last year's one as well. I was going to do it when I hit 30,000 subscribers, but I don't know if that's going to happen in time for somebody to actually receive an advent calendar. So I just need to do a quick little, I think I'll do it on Instagram. Yeah, Gig Racer says, I have no idea what to get anyone for Christmas this year. The best gift I've received is heated vibrating massage goggles. They're amazing for relaxation and relieving migraines. Ooh, nice. Anyway, says, I still have the info for the wall flying around. I'll get you the link and we can agonize about the choice together. Nimue, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Mum's like, oh, the pattern's in there somewhere. Go find it and do all the work. And it's like, okay, I get that it's a present, but pick what you want because then you get what you want. No, we will persevere, Nimue. We can do this. We can do this. Rachel Lynn says, To Hunt a Killer has a board game. We got one for my husband last year. We haven't played it yet, but hopefully soon. Yeah, we've still got 3 episodes of the English equivalent of the Hunter Killer boxes, and it's the trouble with Mum and Dad. They get enthusiastic about something, so I go all in, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, it was okay," and it's like, if it's only okay, tell me, because that was expensive, and if you're not going to love it, then what's the point? But we've still got 3 episodes of Claire, somebody's disappearance. I can't remember her surname, but we'll work our way through that. But yeah, I think there was a Victorian botanical board game that I kept seeing come up on Kickstarter. I don't know if that's going to be available. I might get something from the people that did Killing Kittens, because Exploding Kittens. Killing Kittens is something very different. Don't Google that. Yeah, Exploding Kittens. I have the card set, 2 card sets, and they've done like expansion packs for that, which I did actually buy Wilson for Christmas one year because it was something that you can have 2 players for that one. But again, I think it was more, he was really difficult to buy for as well. He was just like, eh. So it was one of those ones where it's like, okay, well, I'll get you stuff that I think you'll like, that I know I'll like. Because, you know, the thing that he really wanted was a guitar, and I'm sorry, I didn't have 800 quid to spend on a guitar. So, no. And he had every guitar-related themed thing ever. He had like the thing that made picks out of credit cards. He had guitar socks. And I bought him some guitar socks. He had guitar everything. So it was one of those ones where it's just like he's the person who's got like literally everything that he ever wants, and so anything you buy him is just basically stuff, and he doesn't like stuff. So he was another one that was difficult to buy for. Vox says, the internet seems to be slow for me and also stops the stream if it's raining a lot here. Yeah, I was surprised it was rain that was the issue for us here as well. It kept like kicking the internet out. It kicked me completely out of the Zoom call on Wednesday evening. To the point I sort of like rang the house and I was just like, have we turned the internet off? And they're like, nope, it's just gone for everybody. But okay. It's all right though. The Zoom call carried on without me, and then I joined back in later and it was like, hello. So, oh, you guys are saying it's not good. I'm so sorry. From my side, it looks like it's fine. There's nothing I can't refresh anything from my side without cancelling the stream and starting again. And it doesn't say that it's a problem at my end. I'll keep an eye on it though. Let's see. Nimue says, also, Azul is a nice game. It's really pretty. It's inspired by Moroccan tiles. Ooh, that sounds pretty. Let's have a look. Because I kind of think that's a good, because we do play board games together. I've tried buying them like pretty cards and things like that, but they don't use them. Oh, that does look pretty. Ooh. Warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years old. Well, okay, that applies for us. Well, it is pretty. I'll have to have a look at the way you play it. Thank you. That's a good recommendation. Anyone else got any board games that they love? Let's see. Oh, did I get time with the chat? Sue says buffering is back and it's sunny here. I'm so sorry everyone's having issues. Joker Clear says, if I have issues with my internet, I just blame Elon and his maintenance crews. Yes. Natalie says, my sister is always asking me to sew her something, but she won't let me measure her work come fabric shopping. I know, my best friend's the same. I owe her, in fact, I owe her a dress, which I have made, but she refuses to let me measure her because she's like, oh no, I want to lose a bit of weight. And it's like, okay, but I'll make you another dress if you do lose a bit of weight, or I'll make you something different for now. So, yeah. Yeah. Good Gracer says, my husband is very much into jigsaw puzzles at the moment, so maybe one of those for him. I've also just started making perfumes, and next year everyone gets one for Christmas. Oh, nice. Yeah. I love jigsaw puzzles, but I've got nowhere to do them and nowhere to store them, and it would drive Mum up the wall. So no. I really want one if, it's not a case of when anymore, it's a case of if, with the way things are going. If I can ever have my own house, which has enough room for a dining table, I'm totally getting one of those ones that you can have like the drop bit in it so it can be a gaming table underneath and jigsaw table and that kind of thing. That would be amazing. But yes, I don't think it's a when anymore. I think it's an if. So it's a good job I love my parents and they love me. Let's see. Sal says, my kids never know what they want for presents, something they got from their mother, because I always know something I want. Well, I know, I always have like, even if my list is fabric, I always have a really long list of like, I want all these things. Like, I've got loads of stuff that I would love. And ranging from ridiculously expensive to very, very affordable. But, yeah. Good Gracer says, not having any issues for buffering for her. At least some of you are having a good experience. The numbers keep dropping, so I know that some of you are not as well. I'm so sorry. Rachel Lynn says, my husband's mum is really into puzzles all of a sudden, so we're going to look for a funky one to give her. I've seen some wooden ones, so we might do that. Yeah, I've seen some really pretty wooden ones that the picture's pretty and then the pieces are like quite interesting, but they do look kind of simple, but very pretty. Lollapalooza says, YouTube just had a big update. Also, Apple has an update. Oh, maybe. Rimby's here. Hello, just popped in to say hi. Internet's good for me. Hello, lovely. Haven't seen you for ages. How are you? Gia Gracer says to Natalie, maybe something like a bag. That way you don't need to measure her. Joker Clear says, I know what I want for Christmas, but unfortunately revolutions and rebellions are usually frowned upon. I'll settle for more fabric, some good work, and maybe a good anvil for the forge, lol. Probably best. Natty says, I've already made her a bag. Yes. Guy Gracie says, I can't sew at the moment because he has taken over the dining room table. Not that I've just accidentally bought more fabric and wanted to sew something or make the bag I promised for a friend. Nimue says, I'm having no buffering issues. University internet is great. Awesome. Let me grab the fabric I got from Rachel's D-Stash. It's going to surprise none of you. They're all viscoses. One's a viscose caddy, which I have no idea what that is, to be honest. I've also brought down my red denim skirt because I did want to put that on today because I have put, like I said, a bit of weight back on. So I was thinking that that would fit, and it's still huge. So I need to take it in. So we'll talk about that. Move the pockets over, take the side seams in. It is really way too big. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, so I've got, I think there was either 4 or 5 meters of this one, and they arrived yesterday, and I put them all straight in the wash. Did I say this earlier? I think I did. It's not because I don't think that they're going to be pre-washed or not clean coming from Rachel's stashes, just because I've got super sensitive skin. So my detergent doesn't bring me out in white lumps everywhere and others do, and it's not worth the risk. So got this one. I can say either 4 or 5 meters of this one. This goes really pretty, really, really pretty. And I really like the bright pops of yellow. Minerva have a sweater knit that's yellow, and I've ordered a sample of it because I think I'm going to buy enough to make the McCall's shrug that's this kind of shape. I'm really getting into yellow at the moment. This is the Visco's Caddy, so it's much smoother. And again, leaves. Again, these are kind of more muted autumn colours, but I think I'll get away with it because, again, these are all very kind of summery prints. So I'm going to make dresses that have got either a low or a V-neck on them. But I've got 4 meters of this one, I think. And then this one, I can't believe these were all available because like they'd been up for like 2 hours. It's like people were leaving them for me. Look how beautiful. I think I've got 3 meters of this one. So it might need to just be an Eve because doesn't it just scream Eve? But it's so pretty. I also can't believe Rachel destashed these. I'm very grateful that she did because they're gorgeous. So yeah. Might bring some feathers over and start having a play with those as well. Also feathers. I think these are from Malaysia. These are some well-travelled peacock feathers. Mum got them in Malaysia. And there was peacocks like running around the pool and stuff. So these are all dropped feathers. I've managed to break one. So this is going to probably end up being cut and trimmed down so it's just the eye. But there's a pirate themed thing that happens at Apley Beach. And there was a guy with a hat that had like giant peacock feathers floating back off of it like that. And it was just like, yeah, I need to do that. So something like that for this hat, giant, like really kind of like over the top dramatic feathers. The only trouble with that is the other feathers that I've got, none of them are as long as these. And I thought I'd ordered an ostrich feather that was 12 to 16 inches long. And I've ordered 10, 12 to 16 centimetre long ostrich feathers, which was not what I wanted, but never mind. I'm going into town. I'll make do with what I've got at the moment, and then I'm going to go into town on Thursday because I have an appointment in the afternoon. There's a haberdasher's there, so I'm going to go and see if they've got any ostrich feathers in because apparently he has everything. So yeah, I'm going to go see if he's got one because I think I need just like maybe 1 or 2 to bridge the gap because otherwise all the feathers I've got are fairly kind of short. So I don't think it's going to work as what I've got in my head. But I remembered that I don't know if I've got a photo of this actually. I might have. But I just remember seeing this pirate on Apley Beach. Yeah, this was, I think this was this year. No, it was the year before. I think. Maybe it was this summer. I don't remember. Which summer was it? I know I was here by myself. And then Mum and Dad came. Yes, here he is. Epic, epic peacock pirate feather hat. I mean, like, so cool. So cool. So yeah, want to do something like that. And there are more peacock feathers that I can steal from the front room, and I can replace them because there's peacocks at the garlic farm and they dropped feathers as well. But yeah, these ones are very well travelled. They've been all over the world. Been all over the world. Yeah, let's see. Good Grace says, yay, fabric. Nimue says, don't forget to like the stream, peeps, even if you're leaving due to poor connection, not Sean's fault. Oh, thank you, Nimue. Yes, 62 of us and 43 likes. I'm so sorry it's bad internet connection. I'm so sorry. Caroline says, for Jigsaw Lover, have a look at the was gigs. Oh, Jigsaw backwards. I will have a look at those. Cool. Lullaby says, I'm on a satin nightshirt kick right now. They're loose fit, so it's a forgiving option. Nice. Joker Clee says, I've been eyeing up some crushed stretch velvet lately, along with lots of stretch lace and stretch satin too. Hey, Nancy. Good Grace says, that's very pretty. It's on nice fabrics. I'm very pleased that I got them all. Natalie says, I can't sew right now. Anyway because I'm finishing furniture in my craft room. Sewing machine is safely packed away from all the dust and the paint. Yes. Joker Clee says, we've taken to making our own detergent because we can make twice the amount for almost literally pennies. Okay, the sunlight bars are a touch over $1 each, but still. Oh. I never even thought of trying that, to be honest. But no, I found one that doesn't bring me out in little white lumps everywhere. Like there's sometimes I go, if I'm staying in a hotel, sometimes like sleeping in the bed sheets will bring me out, so I have to take pajamas with me, so that like the ones that kind of cover everything, and usually take my own pillowcases as well, because don't want giant white lumps all over your face. Not fun. So yeah. JJ says, had slight buffering earlier on, but it sorted itself out after. This is good. Joker Clears, like I said, just blame Elon. Lol, it's likely his new supercomputer that's training all the internet power. Hugh Gracer says, Sean, what pattern is your shirt based on? I love the shape and the neckline. It's the Vanessa Pouze Wanted Tee, and I do love a good square neckline as well. So yeah, Wanted Tee. I will link it in the description down below of the stream. Once we're finished, I do go back and try and remember to put in my outfit details, anything that I've talked about, which I know I'm not that great at remembering, and then obviously tweak the adverts, because the adverts are usually kind of laughable. But last time, actually, last week's weekend stream, they only put 3 adverts on, which I thought was pretty good, because usually they put in like 50, which is not great. Vox says, by the way, I was searching in your playlist if you have a sew along for the Jackie dress and found a playlist with bloopers. Had a good laugh. Yeah, I used to put those in separate, like, quick videos. I might start putting those back into short form. Gig Racer says, that's a rather epic peacock parrot hat. Yeah, isn't it? And Gig Racer says, I just saw the Minerva video showing their new crushed velvet knit fabric. So many pretty options. I need to make my society dress. I need to do that as well, don't I? Planned out all my makes for the rest of this year. I need to cram in a society dress at some point. I need to get that printed as well so I can do that. Yeah, I want to make all the things. I have no time. Julie Elizabeth says, somehow I lost audio on you. Oh no, we're having so many issues today. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I think for this skirt, I'm just going to have to take it apart. The one thing I could do is add a center front seam. This pattern does have a center front seam because you're meant to chevron striped fabrics, and I omitted that because I didn't need it. So I could take the waistband off, and I do have more of this fabric. It's hiding under that gold stuff there. So I could take the waistband off. I mean, even if I took this waistband off, I could just reuse this waistband, couldn't I? I don't need to remake this waistband. Put in a center front seam and just sew it back together. I think that would be the easiest method for making this smaller, because it needs to come in by about 3 inches. I need to redo the hook and bar where they're positioned as well. They're kind of the wrong way around, because at the moment the overlaps like that, and I want it to be the overlap underneath, so I need to reposition those. Julie says it appears to be a fault on your end. Oh, I'm so sorry, there's so many technical issues for everybody. Because the reason that I can't just take the side seams in is because the pocket is sewn into the side seam, and the opening for this is already quite small. So if I took it in, it would end up being tiny and kind of useless. So I'd have to take the pockets completely off, and they are a patch pocket, so that's easily doable. But I have bias bound them into this seam, so I'd have to take the bias binding off. Because like my other ones of this skirt are in my future proofing box, but I've been really struggling to find a red denim that I like, and I really want to be able, because that's what I wanted to wear today. I don't know if I want a centre front seam. I don't know if I want a centre front seam. Good Grace is saying, could I put darts in at the back? I suppose I could, yeah. Add some darts in there. I mean, the other thing that I could do is, like I said, I've still got more of this fabric, so I could take the zip out of the back, take the waistband off, and make this a button-up skirt, because I do like button-up skirts. And there's enough here for the overlap to happen. So that would be the centre front seam. I mean, honestly, I think what I need to do is take this apart, because for as much as I could do all those things, I think I need to take this apart and just take out the excess out of the side seam, and then re-put on the bias binding and the pockets. Put, you know, take what I need out of those seams, and then just put the waistband back on. I think that's probably going to be the best thing to do. Maybe I should try the dart thing though. You're not wrong. Oh, I could put pleat. I could just, rather than a dart, I could just put pleat. I don't know. In my head, I think I just want to remake it because I've got enough of this red denim. In fact, how much of this red denim have I got there? Can I get back here to get it? Just. Ugh. Ooh. Got a decent chunk of this left. What I could do, because I was thinking I only had enough left to make a waistcoat, but I think there might be enough for like a Sorrento jacket, which a little red jacket probably would get worn more than the waistcoat would. I only bought 2.5 meters of it because I was going to make ginger jeans with it. I wish I'd bought more, but it was from either Empress Mills or Doughty's, and they don't have it anymore, which I'm really sad about. And like I say, I've been looking for some red denim, and I haven't found any that I like anywhere. Let's see, where do I get to the chat? Carol says, good morning from Big Apple. Good morning. Carol says, I would take it apart, take things apart. I take things apart, especially when knitting. For me and the things that I finish that I like, I think I will as well. I mean, I would take it apart and just take the side seams in and leave myself enough room to let it out again later. But if I do that, I need to work on how I do the pockets, because like I say, if I do that now, the pocket opening will end up being way too small. But I can't, how do I finish the edge of the pocket nicely so it doesn't create bulk on the inside of the seam? I could make them literally completely patch pockets. The only bit that gets sewn in is the top. So I could, because this edge of the pocket is finished by sewing it into the seam allowance, but I could take that off and bag that out, turn it through this hole, and then once the side seam's sewn, top stitch this on, and then if I do that way, I can maintain the extra seam allowance, just sew the side seams with a larger seam, and maybe make myself a new waistband, although I'm not sure if I've got any fairy frost left to do that with, and put this waistband in my future proofing box. That way, if I do put weight on again in the future, I can let side seams out, move the pockets over, and put this waistband back on. That's what I'm going to do. So that way, all I have to do is unpick the waistband, unpick the side seams and the bias binding so that I can get the pocket out, finish off that edge of the pocket, top stitch it completely on rather than just the two edges. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Yes. And that way I don't have to take the zip out. I can taper out the seam allowance. I don't even have to refinish the hem that way. That's what I'm going to do. Yay. If I had my sewing machine out, I probably would start that process right now. Now, what do I do with my leftover denim? Do I see if I've got enough for a Sorrento jacket? I do wear my Sorrento jackets a lot. I do wear my Sorrento jackets a lot. I've got my greeny one, my dark green one. I've got my tan wool one, and I've got my dark denim one with all my geeky patches on it. I gave my niece and my sister-in-law, I think they share custody of it, the black one that I made, because I just never reached for it. Would a red one get used? I think it would. I'd wear it with this, what I'm wearing today. Yeah. Because the other thing is, I'm thinking waistcoat. I've got way more than enough for a waistcoat, but I don't think I'll have enough for both, especially if I need to get another waistband. Teresa's saying I could do a box pleat. I could, but I don't want to do a box pleat over my tummy because I really don't want to bring attention to that area. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the waistband off, take the pockets out, and make them properly patch pockets. I think that's going to be the way that it works for me. I think that's going to be the one that I'm going to be happiest with. Let's see. Carol says, does it need enough tape to taken in to have a faux button placket? Oh, I mean, yeah, I could make it into a proper button-up dress, skirt. I could make it into a proper button-up skirt, but I think I like the smooth front. Dear Gracie says, if you make it, can you keep this one for future-proofing? No, I don't have enough of the fabric that I've got left over. I don't think there's quite enough there to get another one of these skirts out of it. There might be, but I want to. I think I'm going to do what I've said, like take the waistband off, move the side seams out so that I can future-proof it by letting it out in if I need to, and keep this waistband in my future-proofing box, because I've got a few, like the silk, but I've got a couple of Anna bodices in there, and yeah, I think that makes the most sense for me. Sarah says, I think you'd wear it more without the buttons, but if you did the darts, you could let them out again if desired, or if you did the darts, you could let it out again if desired, or let it out and do the buttons instead. Yeah. I'm not against the dart idea. I'm just worried that that's going to pull the side seams back. I think the reason I'm struggling with it is because of the pockets, but I think if I make them, like I say, completely patch pockets, that one will work better. Dave Moreau says, hi, yeah, how are you, Sean? Very well, thank you. How are you? Hugh Gracer says, the Dahlia Society has Lady McElroy Sovereign Tencel Mixed Strength Denim in Crimson Red available. I've actually bought some of that, and it wasn't the weight that I thought it was going to be. So I have some already. Nimoy says, I'm going to go grab myself some lunch. Be right back. Enjoy. Dave Moreau says, you keep buffering, lagging. Might be my end. It's happening for quite a few people, but from my end, it's nothing that I can see. I'm really sorry. Eliza says, good morning from Ohio. Good morning. Yeah, there's quite a few people having lagging issues, but I don't think it's anything that I can change from my end, I'm afraid. Sorry. Yeah, Sorrento jacket or waistcoat. Another thing I was thinking was take the skirt apart completely and turn it into a dress. Add in a bodice on top, because I've got enough for that. But I do think I would like the skirt, because I do, for as much as I don't wear separates very often, I do like having some separates or some skirts that I love, like this denim one, so that I can wear some t-shirts that I have made. I have a lot of t-shirts that I love, because I keep buying denim. Not denim, I keep, oh, hello, my button's come undone. Not button, hooks have come undone. I keep buying jersey, or I kept buying jersey that I love to make tops. And if I buy any more jerseys now, it's going to be enough for a dress. I've finished that one. Start the next one. It's pear and apple squash, and it tastes like pear drops. Oh, it's so good. So good. Right, I need to dig out some hand sewing needles and some brown thread, so I can try and get this lining onto this brim of this hat, and then make a belt to cover up all of the nonsense. They'll be fine. They'll be totally fine. Dad got me, I'm going to do the belt in this brown suede that I've got. Dad also got me a stainless steel bowl out so that I can make all these into stiffened silks for silk flower making purposes. It's going to be interesting. I've got brown as well. And there's all my feathers. But my longest feathers are these ones and some peacock swords. which are about 30 centimeters long, and then obviously got these bad boys, which are much longer. So yeah, I need to try and work out some aesthetically pleasing configuration of feathers. Like I said, I've been watching tutorials on how to kind of like bend these and curl them over so that these are my ostrich feathers that are not as long as I was hoping that they were going to be, but I still think they're going to add some nice volume. And then, like I say, there's a snap in the feather there, so I think I'm going to end up doing something like that. And then all the silks I've got are colours from the eyes of the peacock anyway, so I think they're going to work really nicely. So yeah, the decoration of this is probably going to be an entire day, and like I said, I want this to be ready for Tuesday. So the silk flowers, whilst I'm still going to do them, are probably not going to get done in time for Tuesday's video. It's going to be the hat with feather decoration on it, and we'll go from there. So yeah. Sal says, by the way, I can confirm that Office Staples is a good alternative to sewing thread, as my robe is still going strong a month after. Lol. Nice. Fox says to Dave and Arave, I have lowered the resolution to 240 and that's better. Caroline says, I think the problem if I think of the problems your end, we would all be having them. Yes, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I need to see how much of this I've got, if there's enough to make. Oh yeah, there's enough to make a strip that will go the whole way around the hat. That's what I probably ought to try and get on with doing, isn't it? It'll be fine. Totally fine. I am going to call it a day though for now, because so many of you guys are having issues. I'm sorry. I know the ones of you that are not, it's probably not fair, but I'm also kind of struggling today. I have the worst headache and my drugs are wearing off and I can't take any more I've just checked. Can't take any more for a good hour and a half, which is annoying. Yeah, sorry. I'm a little, I don't know, that extra hour in bed apparently has affected me badly rather than positively, which I'm kind of surprised about, but there you go. So I'm sorry there was only one video this week. There was meant to be another one on Friday, but yeah, stuff happened and I didn't have the right stuff in stock, and that's my own fault for not checking ahead of time, but never mind. So at some point there will be hopefully 3 videos coming out in 1 week, but there should be the hat video on Tuesday, and then my September and October lookbook on Friday. November plans. No, Friday's video is I've had my colours done a year on, how it's affected my sewing and purchasing habits. So October's lookbook. So there might be 3 videos this week. That's probably what I'm going to aim for. And then obviously there will be the live hangout next Sunday, and then there will also be the Zoom call for the $10 and $15 tier on Wednesday as well, which I haven't set up yet, but I will do. So yeah, yes. Kathy says, good morning, Sean from Pennsylvania, USA. Good morning. Jacob Clee says, you go lie down and rest. I'm going to go do the same, provided Munchkin Horde behaves itself. Lol. Good luck with that. And Mary says, I hope you feel better. Thank you, Mary. And thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for coming today. Sorry I've not been quite so with it as I would have liked. But I'm glad that we've kind of problem solved this together, which is awesome. And yeah, like I say, you'll be seeing the hat video on Tuesday. So yeah. Anyway, I will see you all for another live hangout next Sunday, hopefully with white fibre and less issues for everybody. That would be very nice. But I shall see you all then. Bye.